Hello and welcome everyone. It is our Monday AMA with Coach K and Athena Education. Today we're going to talk about a couple of the current events and look at what the hell has gone on with altcoins. Will they ever recover? Are altcoins dead? Will they may never recover? Who knows? Let's see. It's really interesting to find out and figure this this whole world and craziness going on out. And we'll have to just wait and see what's to come. It's quite interesting what we're seeing right now, and I think that it's something great. So if you're watching, guys, and you'd like to say hello, please do. It's great to see you all. It's nice to see you, Richard, Febin, and Andre. And if you're on over there on the YouTuber, just throw in a hello. How's it going, Brian? Good to see you over there, buddy. And so we're just gonna jump right in today, guys. There's a lot of drama, if you might per se, and I just want to talk about the Litecoin halving and how that's affecting things, and we'll just jump right in and get started. So who's here? Let's see, Andre. If you're here, guys, don't forget, comment, show some love, and let's get jumping into the charts and see what's going on, what to expect. Bitcoin has been on a tear. So Litecoin had its halving today. They've already produced their first block. Good morning, David. They produced their first block of 12.5 Litecoin, so they've halved from 25 to 12.5. And Charlie Lee posted that everything's good, and they broke $100. So Litecoin looks a little bit like it's had a very baby recovery, and most of them haven't, but you know how it is. Nuno, nice to see you. Elias, great to have you on. And so Litecoin is definitely on the right path. Now, another really interesting thing that's going on in the crypto sphere is Bitcoin computing power just set a record as 100,000 new miners went online. So people are seeing the mining rewards are there and they can make some profit from it. So why not go online and get involved? If you guys are watching and you want to be part of the YouTube channel, just jump into the YouTube. I will make a little post there on Facebook if you're watching, and do come and join us in chat. Good to see you, Martin. Good to see you, Leroy. Everyone here, awesome to have you. So as we've noticed, if you haven't or have noticed, Bitcoin out of BitMex has been having an exodus. What it means is basically traders have abandoned it because of this whole CTFC investigation. It's having its worst month pretty much ever, and this is kind of expected because people are kind of scared of what's going to happen with them. But people also forget that they have 20 or 30,000 Bitcoin as a backup. So it's something also to take note of, that BitMex is not really going to go anywhere, but people are kind of scared of what's going to happen with them, especially people from the US. So that's something also to look at. And then we also have a really dumb thing that happened in Iran, which they think that's actually going to stop people, but they made it so that they're not going to recognize crypto-related trade, and they're going to kind of make it like illegal. But to be really honest, this whole over-regulation stuff makes people in those countries want to join and be more part of the movement. So it's not a really good thing for them as well. I'm just on my way for some WireX paid cappuccino. Nice, sorry, don't roll. Good job, brother. Rishi, great to see you over there as well. So we have the Iranian law. We have like India also doing the same type of motives and moves, and it's kind of interesting why they would even go about that. But it is what it is, and nothing we can do to stop people. But it's kind of silly if you'd ask me. So the Bank of China has some news that they're going to be creating their own cryptocurrency. That's quite interesting. They're going to be focusing on doing that. What does that mean? Probably nothing. It's probably going to be very much like the QR codes of WeChat Pay and all those kinds of things as well. So let's move on to the charts, as that's what you guys are all here for, I would assume. Just want to look at some things not crypto related, just really quickly before we get into the crypto stuff, and just look at the SPX and what's been happening with this whole Bitcoin movement. Now, a couple things. We're going to go back. I'm going to go onto the weekly chart here and go back a little bit in the future. Now, this is the time we had the last interest rate cuts in the U.S. That was the last time they had it. And the time before that was right here. What do you notice? We've had all-time highs with rate cuts. Okay? And that's something interesting to take note of, because when we have all-time highs and rate cuts, they weren't as bad in the past. When we look here, we see we hit an all-time high, we had a rate cut, it dropped. We had an all-time high again. I believe it was just at an all-time high again. We had a rate cut, and look what happened. So now we're at this like massive all-time high in the last 10 years. As you guys may know, the stock market has been doing very well. Do we see a really huge drop? I mean, this was last year when I said we're going to drop, and it kind of recovered off the bottom of the cloud there. Do we see it drop again, have a nice spike down? That's something interesting to note. Ethan, great to have you on the show, brother. Hope you're doing well. If you guys are on Facebook and you're not getting response to comments, you're probably not in the Block Traders group, so just join Athena Education on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share so you guys get involved. And make sure to comment so you guys can win some free crypto. All right, moving on. Let's look at some of the other charts in the crypto scene. So a couple I want to just show you guys first before we get any more deep is this. So we saw that our total market cap hit the bottom of the cloud, right, on our daily chart. So we really pulling up, and then we pulled it back to the Kijun-sen, went way below it, pulled back up to the Kijun-sen, went way below it, and then we're at the back at, look where we are, on the total market cap, the Kijun-sen, we're bouncing down. So we bounced off the bottom of the cloud there. This is the total market cap in the whole entire crypto sphere. It's 302 billion. We've gone up quite a bit since that drop the other day. And in 9 days, we're at almost 26%. So it's a lot. Now, what is that 26% and how does this affect alts? Because the thing that's really important to understand is how is this total market cap affecting the altcoins? Because it is immensely. What do you see here when we go to Bitcoin dominance versus total market cap dominance? The market cap dominance has gone up by, we've gone up by about 24, 25, 26%, right? Now, if we look at the Bitcoin dominance, how much has that gone up by? We've gone up by about 4.5%. So alts have had some movement, but Bitcoin, that amount, you may not realize, is a huge amount of that market cap. What's the gold bar doing? Let's see. Gold is kind of still this is normal because of the whole Trump stuff that's going on. People are kind of diversifying into gold, silver, radium, platinum, palladium. They're getting into metals as well as getting into crypto, as we can see the market cap starting to rise. Now, we look at that and we see Bitcoin, and we have two gap kicks. And you guys might find this funny, but I do this on purpose. We have the gap kiss over at 8,500 that we haven't filled, and recently we have a new gap kiss right at our 10.8 to 11. I think it was 11,100. So we have a new gap in the SME and CME, and that's quite interesting as well. Now, let's look at shorts versus longs. So the shorts have gone up, so that's interesting. Obviously, they went down. Usually that means that we'll drop in price, but that didn't actually happen. And then when we look at our longs are way up. Be careful when longs are way up, because we have scam wicks happen generally when the longs are very high. Okay? Now, we look at over here, and I'm just going to put on my Ichimoku over here, and I'm going to put on these this pretty cool indicator that I've been privy to try out. And let's just turn on our whole Ichimoku there. All right, so what we can see, Bitcoin, I don't know what that was there for. Let me just get rid of it. Bitcoin has been on a tear. This is the daily candle. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 daily candles. We're having a massive bullish engulfing. We see that the Kijun was very flat and we broke above it. So a really good time to get into a trade would have been right here at 10,800 yesterday. And you would have made a nice 7% gain if you guys are using obviously some leverage. That's even better, but I don't recommend it, and it's not financial advice, so don't do that if you're not comfortable, okay? Now, we go down the 4 hour. It's also really interesting to see what's going on. We had a really nice edge-to-edge that I was talking about before the weekend that might happen. It definitely happened. We went edge-to-edge, and then we retested and went higher. And this is actually something I talked about on Friday. I said, you have to watch for the edge-to-edge. We do the edge-to-edge. We'll retest the edge, and then we'll go higher, which is exactly now what we're doing. We retested, and we're going higher. Just turn off the magnet. And where will we go to next? Let's have a look. Let's pull up a fib chart and swing low to swing high and see where we're going. All right. So I really think that this week they're talking about 15K. 15K is quite a ways away if we look here. But here's the thing. Our all-time high is about at the 786. I don't think we're going to go straight up to it, but we have a very bullish, Kumo twist here. We've had a bullish TK cross. The Tenkin starting to push away from the Kijinsen. It could definitely move. I do think that we will have to see some type of retracement. I don't know how deep. I don't think it will go all the way back to 11,200, but somewhere in this range it will come back and test, and then we'll go up to our next leg at 12,500, maybe by the end of the week, maybe even higher. It really depends. We're super bullish right now, and it seems almost like out of nowhere. This is interesting. We look at this is what I was actually charting earlier today, so you can see that we had my buy zone was nicely bought up, and then we had our bullish TK cross. I had drawn that arrow, which is not there anymore, but I drew an arrow up to here. I thought we would get to that level. We came down out of the cloud, and we've been going on ever since. And now we're seeing it's kind of lost a little bit of steam, so we might see it come back down and test this 11,200, but I don't think it'll get that low. It's really ultra bullish right now, Bitcoin. And so that's why I'm saying, guys, be really careful. Altcoins are pretty freaking dead right now, and I'm going to show you why I'm saying that, not just saying it to say it. Now, Ethereum's done really well because it usually goes with Bitcoin, and it did its edge-to-edge right here. So we're seeing that our edge-to-edge right there has been nicely completed. ETH could either break through and retest the top of the cloud, break through, retest with a Kumo breakout, retest, and then go for the next leg up. And I'm expecting that probably to happen where we can see it. So here's what I would look for. I'd look for us to come up, and look, I drew that perfectly. I'm looking for us to come up to 236 to kind of bounce back down top of the cloud and then make our way up to $250 to $253, at least to the top of this Kumo right here. I think we could get to at this point. We're really bullish, and ETH always follows Bitcoin. My view on NPXS. Okay, so Pundi is not doing very well, and, rightfully so, they released everything into public, but it's kind of been sticking in that 5-6 sat range. And remember, if you buy it at 5 sats and it goes to 6 sats, it's 20%. So is it dead? No, it's kind of sideways, to be honest. It's not on a downtrend anymore. It's in a box. It's in that box that I drew on a couple of the alts last week, before the weekend. And what's really interesting about that, I'll show you guys, if you don't remember, what my bleak list was. My first one was Everex. I was saying that it looked like it could go, but I don't know if I would get into it. Look what happened with Everex over the weekend. We had a long signal, and we exploded through the cloud. It had a beautiful move up, all the way up 80%. That was like, I just saw some coiling, some things coming up in this area, and I thought maybe it would go after this TK cross on what we had, but it's just like, I don't know, and it just blew up. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong spot. My bad. We were right here, and I was saying that it might turn into a 3 and setup. I think this is August 4th. Hold on. We were somewhere in here, and I think it was maybe the daily chart. Hold on. I can't remember which day it was, but I said that this one is coiling up a bit right there. We saw it coil up, 3 and set up. Something, I can't remember which time frame was it on. Sorry, guys, I don't remember. I know it's in my list here. The 6 hour. That's it right there. Okay, so I was saying that, it looked like we could have a move, and the next day we had a nice little one right there. It's really hard to say, though. I wasn't sure about that one. I'm not saying that was a call I made or anything. Rec had a little bit of a move and then died. Lisk, same thing, just died. Like, Algo had its move, and now it's dying. Because Factum, dying, everything is dying, right? Like, I'm not trying to be over bearish here, but, like, look at this whole entire market. CDT out of nowhere has a nice little pump. Ren seems to be like one of those coins that just doesn't stop on this uptrend. It's been very, very good if you held it. But, like, really, Litecoin just had a very small move. It's in a box. We have ENG in a box, right? These guys are not doing anything. They're not doing well at all. Do I see Cardano at $1 after Shelly's released? I'm finding it really hard when I see ADA at an all-time low, where I see, it seems like Hoskinson's not really doing much right now. We're beyond the lowest it's ever been, and it's just super bearish. Like, look at this thing. This thing is more bearish than a bear in the freaking village. It is not doing well. And, you know, the thing is all the altcoins are just getting absolutely destroyed by Bitcoin. That's being real. You know, a lot of time I'm really a bull about crypto and stuff, but right now, there is no reason to be in anything but Bitcoin. And this is not financial advice, this is just common sense. That right now, every single coin I can go through on Binance, let me just show you what I'm seeing. Dead, 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 dead. You see this? This is something that tells you, why are you going into any of these coins, which have a lot of them have very little use case, no real reason to even hold. Look at them. They're all just downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. There's nothing here worth waiting for. So why would you do that when you could short them all, like TRX, like, you know, that's the thing right now to do. Like, be really honest. Sell 88 now? I don't know. If you believe in it, you should just hold it. But, like, look at these charts. They're just absolutely atrocious. Like, everything. Bitcoin Cash is kind of, sort of okay. But look at friggin' TRX. And there's people that were very upset with me when I said TRX is pretty much a, you know, not a very good project and stuff. But check this out. Like, we got this downtrend for Tron. I knew this was coming. I told all my members and anyone who's in my group who knows me, who's been around, has known that I am not a fan of Tron. I think that it is a very, very scammy type project with way too many coins in Justin Sun's possession, with way too much shilling from one person, and when I was going to work with Tron, they wouldn't even pay me in Tron, which should tell you something about that. Okay? Now we have Litecoin. It's got a little move in the box. We have ETH following Bitcoin. That's it. It's the only one. And ETH on the 6 hour looks actually quite good. We have 3 white soldiers on the 6 hour. I think it's gonna, and I drew this before. I think it's gonna come up, touch the 236, bounce back down, and finish this. It's gonna finish this edge to edge, and that's around $253. ETH looks good. Bitcoin looks good. Everything else, oh God, just stay away right now until we see a trend going anywhere else but down, because that's really all you're seeing is down, down, down trends. Okay, you look at EOS, down, down, down trends. We look at 88, downtrends. And guys, I hold some of these coins, right? I hold some of them. I hurtingly hold some of them, knowing that probably they'll come back in one day, but right now they don't look so good. They look real sick. You know what I mean? So it's a bleak world out there right now. And I mean, like, you just have to be real. The reality is Bitcoin is king. Bitcoin will always be king. And you have to just kind of stick to the real truth of it all, is that we are not in a position to do anything but trade Bitcoin. It is the one true king. It is the one true corn. That is what we should be looking to trade. If you're trading. If you don't know how to trade, just hold your projects. You'll be okay. But make sure that they're real projects and they're legit. Because right now, man, is it bleak. I'll be really, really honest with you guys. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, we are waiting for full out alt capitulation. What that means is this. We're going to see several project after project either exit scam or just basically close up shop, right? We had Farex Exchange just close up shop. And we're going to see lots of all these other projects start to close up shop because they can't afford to keep paying for their projects because they're not making any real money. And their coins have actually no value, and they've given no real value to their coins because they have no actual revenue sources. So a lot of these projects that, you know, were scam coins basically, or just pump and dumps, you're going to see them die off real quick, especially ones that are older with less use cases than some of the newer ones. And that's the reality. Are all alts dead? Absolutely not. Is alt season never going to come? I don't think we're not ever going to have an alt season, but I think when we do, it's going to be on a select few pairs of cryptocurrency that have real world value. Absolutely. Any pair to BTC is getting hurt, but against US dollar, there are still trades to be made. You're right. That is true. LTC USD absolutely has some trades to be made right now. But what? TRX USD? Not so much. Now we can go to my list of USDT pairs. Binance coin is actually not doing as bad, but And, Litecoin's up to $102. That's nice. Neo is up, right? It's in the cloud. It can go to edge. So you're right. Actually, it's a good point to be made, Jordan, that you're not wrong, that a lot of these coins do have some promise. Even ADA kind of is in a box, but not really going anywhere. But, I bought it at 3 cents, and that was like 3 cents, 2 cents was the bottom. 2.7 or 2.8 was the bottom, and it's at 5 again. It's not dead, but a lot of the projects are going to die a very, very solemn death, especially ones that don't have USDT pairs. I agree. Many alts start pumping after BTC reaches 20K. Absolutely, MBS, you're absolutely right. We will see, very likely, alts start to move once Bitcoin goes to an all-time high. And the reason is this. Altcoins start to pump after Bitcoin gets unaffordable for the average person who starts thinking about buying cryptocurrency again. And remember, there are no new real people coming into Bitcoin or cryptocurrency yet. None. All of us have been here and we're staying here. When we see the flip from $20,000 Bitcoins and people come in, the first one you should be looking at in November, October will be XRP. It'll be cheap. A lot of people know what it is. You'll see Litecoin also go. You'll see Ethereum go because they're the well-known projects in the space. Even Tron could come back, but it is what it is, right? And that's what it is. And I agree, Jordan. Education is super important. That's why I have the crypto course that I made that will be released very soon so that everyone can learn more about how crypto works and stuff. And then what we're going to focus on next is teaching people how to trade. So when everything kind of gets back to normal, you guys can actually start making some funds on your own. Because I think that education about trading, education about risk management, all these things are really important. And it's some things that we miss the most as educators in the space, that we don't teach people that. It's so much more important than listening to a shill to know how to actually take some of that information in, understand what they're trying to say, and then go, what is it good for me? I want to understand it better. How do I learn about these projects more? That's more important. I'm not going to sit here and say, buy this coin and buy that coin. I do want you guys to join the trading side because then you can learn how to actually make money for yourself or not lose money for yourself if you get like that whole idea like, oh, things are not so bad, etc. I don't want you to do that at all. And that's really big point. Even the traders are going to start selling BTC to jump on alts and then move back to BTC and so on. Yeah, maybe NBOs, maybe. Not all. Not all the traders are going to jump back into alts because you can definitely come in and, get really good projects after BTC. But I think after this last year and after what's happened in the last year, a lot of alts are going to capitulate and die off, and the good projects with real use cases that are even coming out still are going to come in. Hi, sorry, can I do Litecoin again? Litecoin, obviously, because of the halving, Peter, has had a nice move up. It actually hit $107, which was quite nice. And if we look at Litecoin, which is pretty interesting, LTC USD on that chart that I was showing from Bitfinex. So here's the halving, right? Or maybe I was a day off. It was a day off. So there's the halving. And we saw that I drew that we'd probably come down during the halving and then move back up. So we got down to that same level I was expecting to. And now it seems like we're bouncing and coming back up. I don't know how fast that'll happen. If we go back further, all the way back down to the last halving, which was quite some time ago. But we have it over here. Hold on. There we go. We did see that after the halving last time. Let me just clean this chart up for you guys. Hold on a second. Okay. So we saw last time after the halving, it had a little spike right on that day, and then it came back down, and it started to move up, and then went kind of sideways for a bit, but then it ultimately started to move. I think we'll have a similar thing happen this time as well. So that's not a bad thing. Litecoin's doing okay. I mean, it's still up, 5x on the year almost, so that's doing fine. Bitcoin, as we know, is doing absolutely amazing. We cannot complain about this. It had a beautiful move here. Look at that. Just whoop, all the way up to the top. And where are we going next with Bitcoin? Basically to the moon. We're going pretty well. LTC USDT. Well, anything with BTC in it right now, because of BTC going absolutely parabolic, it doesn't look good. It just looks like this. It just looks dead. Now, if Litecoin, here's another thing. If Litecoin starts to get really bullish again, I expect Bitcoin to hit by, maybe October, a new all-time high. Really. Actually. Now, Max Kaiser said something today where he said, yeah, we're definitely going to hit 15K by the end of the week. I don't really see that. It's kind of off the charts a bit. But if we're looking on the daily, we can actually see a little bit what he's talking about. So here's 15K right up here. And why he's saying 15K is because there's a little bit of resistance around that area. Right here, we see a few touches. But really, I don't see too much things stopping this from just going all the way to an all-time high in a shorter period of time, especially if we get new people coming into the space. I suppose it depends what people want to accumulate. I agree. I think that not all projects are going to die. So don't get me wrong, but alt season is definitely not coming anytime soon. We need full capitulation of alts. If you're holding them and you believe in the project, I'm holding EOS, I'm holding Litecoin, I'm holding on a lot of different projects right now still. Not tons of them, but a lot of them. And I still believe in those projects, and I think the teams are doing really good jobs. And so because of those things, I will hold. Not all of them. I've sold some of them off to kind of risk manage and get more into BTC to make more profit from Bitcoin. But I'm risk managing. And then another thing that I'm also doing is I'm loading up on exchange coins like Bitmex token, Huobi token, BNB, because those are ones that probably will do very well in the long term. BNB not so much. I'm not loading up. I have my chunk of them. But like Huobi token, OKX, OKX to OKB, Bitmex token, those ones I'm kind of looking at as a good potential, hedge against some altcoins that may not have as much use case. So these are all things to think about. It's pretty deep what's going on in the market right now, and you just have to be realistic and know that Bitcoin is king, and there's no stopping it at this point right now. There's nothing stopping it, nothing standing in its way, and it just keeps pushing. It keeps pushing higher and higher. And if we look at it on an hourly, you'll see what I'm talking about here. We go down to the hourly. Let's auto that, and you'll see what I'm seeing here is this. We have touchy. This is why I'm saying it's going to go down. It's kind of losing steam a bit. If we turn on the volume, it's easy to see that, the volume is starting to decrease from this huge move up. And will it come down and pump again? Possibly, yes. It's very possible. We have 31 minutes for this one to turn into a bullish engulfing. It does look like there's a tweezer bottom forming there on the 1 hour, so anything really could happen. Last week you said it best, 20K will get people back in because it will prove there is something to this trend and not just a bubble. Absolutely. You got it, Jordan, and that's exactly it. Once we break $20,000, the marketers will come back in, the shillers will come back in, the bad people will come back in, even though they're kind of still here. More bad people will come back in that are trying to scam people and stuff. And what you'll also see is a lot of new projects, new good things come out of it, but the real gist of this will be you're looking at a market cap right now and you're not really understanding where most people are like, whoa, it's doing really well. This market cap is only $305 billion. That's nothing. When we hit Bitcoin last time at its all-time high, when we were at this level of 11,000, 12,000, we were at like $600 billion. So where are we going to go with Bitcoin? Very, very fast. If we have new people come into the market getting excited and start FOMOing back in, we will see a massive push all the way up very quickly past our all-time high. And then when people get there, they're going to go, what should I buy? And they're going to look for cheap alternatives. ADA, the XLMs, all the ones that have real use case will starting to move again. But until we see an actual trend reversal on these coins, you should stay away from altcoins, at least right now. Now, if you want to hold them and accumulate them, great. But if you're trying to trade right now and make, like quick flips, swinging and stuff, just for your own good, don't do it. It's not the time to do it right now. And I mean, accumulation, yes. Trading for them, no. What you should be focusing on is if you do want to trade, you can go on to BitMex, load up your Ethereum, go on Bitmex, Durbit, all those other exchanges, and long cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and Bitcoin. Not financial advice, but that's what I'm doing. I'm longing them, and ever since this TK cross, you could have been in at 9,000. This buy here zone right here, buy this accumulation zone. Everyone accumulated right here, and then it exploded after that dip we had. We had that nice dip all the way to make that double bottom at 9,100. And then after that dip, man, we were gone. It was out. Like, that was it. C'est la vie. This is the bottom right here. 9,100. This is why I don't think we're going to fill the gap. Here's the gap down here. This buy here. I don't think we're going to fill the gap because we have done this gap before. This gap has been... Let me show you just one more time if you're new here why I keep saying the gap may not be filled, just so that you can have an idea of why I'm saying that. I'm not just saying it to hear my own breath, okay? And here's why, okay? We jump in here really close. I'm going to do really, really close, and I'm going to show you some stuff right there. This was last time. Right here we see 6%. That missed, right? Right here we saw that it missed by 6-7%. Right here we saw it miss by 4 or 5%. And right here, this is what you got to do. You do multiple time frame analysis and see what's actually going on. Right here, how much did we miss by to get to the Kijinsen? 5%, 5.5%. So, is it very possible that this just continues up after we had a tweezer bottom right here and a bullish engulfing candle and a continuation? Yes, it's very possible that we just continue on up. And this is, I'm not trying to just say this to say this, but look at the weekly chart. It tells you a very telling story right now. It's stacked up. It looks really good. Alts, opposite. Ethereum and Bitcoin are all that I'm seeing as trades right now. Everything else are just guesses. You're just going to be hoping that you hit the right one, like CDT. This one, yes, you could have got into it today and made a nice trade on it because it's moving. Right there, we can see it. It's up 17% from here when it hit the bottom. But really, would you have known that? Would you have really known that? Like, be honest. You probably wouldn't have even seen that. Right? That's on the daily. Let's look at the 4 hour. Right? It's just a quick candle that's moving up on the hourly. So you may have caught that here. Maybe. It had a TK cross, right? It's coming up. It's not even that on the 1 hour. So this is kind of more like a pump than anything else. You see it. The problem with alts is their converted value is heavily based on Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin's running Bitcoin value, yep, absolutely. So the whole idea with this when you're trading is when we look at things like Bitcoin right now, and we look at alts, and Bitcoin is shooting to the moon super fast, and it's crushing alts in the Bitcoin value. In dollar value, not so much, but the whole idea is if you had more Bitcoin, you'd be better. Best to do leverage on Bitcoin, I agree, Andre. At this point, Ethereum as well, and you could also short certain coins as well that are not doing well. I mean, if you opened a short on EOS at 10x when it was 10,000 sats, you would have been rich today with 1 Bitcoin, right? So there's good and bad to everything. The problem also, what do I think about Ripple? XRP, like I said, is always I mean, I've been saying this for months, but if you're new, it's okay. What I've been saying for months, XRP is going to have a massive move in October or November. They will market the shit out of it once Bitcoin hits an all-time high as the cheap alternative. Everyone knows what it is. It's a great project. They have lots of use cases, right? And it's one of the ones that is known to everybody. All the bros in the gym know what it is, right? That stuff matters. It matters a lot. So on XRP Bitcoin, it's had a nice move today for whatever reason. I don't really honestly know. But XRP USD, it also has been moving a little bit with it. So on the US dollar side, it's had a little bit of a pump, which is quite interesting. I wasn't expecting for that to happen. But we also see on the US dollar side, it's kind of on the hourly moving in a new direction. But if we look at this on the daily, it's still kind of in a downtrend overall, right? It had a little uptrend here, but it's in a downtrend. And look at, look at things like, we're looking at things like this right now and going, okay, we were at $3, right? This is where my zone is to get to. I think in the end of this year, 2020, we're going to be up there, $3 again at some point, right? This is my prediction for it. So XRP can do some stuff. Just have to wait and see where it goes. Yeah. And all right. So that's basically it. How high do I think XRP can go? I just showed you. It could go to $3-4. I don't know overall how high. It could also not get to $4, but it's definitely going to get into a zone somewhere in the $3 to $4, the $1 to $2 to $3 range again at some point, especially when new people come. It could get to 5, it could get to 10, but that's hopium at this point right now. It'd be good if it got to $1, to be completely honest. So that's what you should be looking for. Look at our alts all just capitulating right now, which is a good thing. I mean, honestly, it's a good thing that they're doing it. Let's let them capitulate. There's nothing wrong with that. Right? So that's just what it is. I will be having a trading course, guys, coming out. I'm working on it right now. I've been working on it for about 2.5 months, recording it every single day. If you're someone who really wants to learn how to trade, we're going to be doing a competition. In the YouTube description video, I have a free competition coming up. You can win $5,000, $3,000, and $2,000 in this competition with SnapX that we're going to be doing. And it's a really fun one. All you do is sign up to the link, you join our team, and as a group, we all try to win a $100,000 major prize. There's prizes for daily ROE, lots of really cool stuff that we'll be doing with SnapX. So if you're watching on YouTube, join the link, the Snap link at the right at the bottom of the description, so you can get a part of that. We'd love to see you there. And as well, we're going to be seeing my crypto course. If you're new to crypto and don't understand, we'll have tons of videos, 30 video course, bonus videos, bonus stuff. So that'll all be coming soon as well. So be ready for all of that. And if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, let me know. Make sure, guys, that you're commenting on the video on YouTube so that you can get involved with some free crypto giveaways so that you can get started. If you're new and you've never had crypto, a great time to start would be now. Comments in the YouTube video. I'll be looking for those things every week, and I'll be starting giving out some free crypto every single week to one person who's a lucky winner, which I'll do every single Friday. So I'll see you guys on Friday. Hopefully the week gets going in a more positive direction, but I do believe that the alts market will definitely be taking a hit. And last thing but not least, Bitcoin at some point today had a dominance of almost 70%. Interesting stuff, right? There you go. So let's see Bitcoin move. The CME wants to get higher and higher. It's almost at 12,000 CME, so that's something that we could be aiming for. And let's see where we go on by Friday. Look for that 12,500 range. And if we do get higher, we're going to definitely get to 13,000. I'm thinking we're going to test this first high area, which is around $13,000. So watch for those $12,500, $13,000 range. And last but not least, I'll do a link one. I'll check out Link because it has been one of the only projects that's done okay. Yeah, it's also not doing so well. It's on an uptrend still, which is nice. But there's no support anywhere here. It's below the Kijin, it's below the Tenkin, it's below the Cloud. So there's really nothing. There's nothing but down. It could go all the way down to this 13,000 area. So yeah, it's been an exceptional performing year, and you should have potentially sold Link at the top. When it hit $4, I knew that it wasn't going to stay there. So if you haven't and you're still up, you can hold on to it long term. It's got great partnerships and things like that, but we'll have to just wait and see where Link goes. Anyways, I'll see all you guys on Friday. If you have any questions, concerns, do hit me up on Twitter at Coach K, at Coach K Crypto, and as well on Telegram at Coach K Crypto. Hit me up. Be glad to have chats with you guys when I have time. And yeah. Have yourselves a great Monday. Don't worry, don't get the Monday blues. Everything's going to be great. Bitcoin's smashing through, all the resistance areas right now. And let's keep our eyes and ears open to see what comes up next. Have a great one, everyone. Coach K signing out.